Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dogg, and I am so excited to be doing another album review with all of you. This album review and this band, 32 years ago, in 1991, in Charlottesville, Virginia, at Miller's Bar, which I've actually been to, this band was formed with Stefan and Carter and Dave as the only remaining original members. Tool fan and 56-year-old South African Dave Matthews is the true ringleader of a band that built its stardom on its live show and constant touring schedule. There are so many iconic moments and times in this band's history, but ones that stand out to me include, now I've seen them, I think, 8 times live, live at Red Rocks 95, Woodstock 99, all of the Gorge shows out in Washington, the Central Park concert in 03, and Piedmont Park in 07 in Atlanta, Georgia. Their new album, like all the previous 9, are just foundations of songs that performed live truly show the magic and wonder of this band, seen by over 27 million concert goers. Their conservation efforts and concern for our planet are welcomed in this industry, and they have planted 4 million trees while touring. Now to the album. Walk Around the Moon is a polished and concerted effort to show off the musical talent by its members in a collection of songs that for me are well done and a reawakening for me of my love for this band. Let's dive in and see what we think about Walk Around the Moon. So we start off the album with the single, Walk Around the Moon, or the self-titled. I love the drop in harmonies and the saxophone punches at just the right time to emphasize the beat. But this song doesn't take off until these lyrics are said. It's blue and it's red, found a new door to open my head. How could I go to bed? Think I'll walk round the moon instead. Classic Dave, and just a great lyric. And like I said, when that lyric is spoken or that's sang, it's really where the song kind of takes off. And I love the acoustic guitar finish. Great opening song, Walk Around the Moon, which moves on to, or leads us to, Madman's Eyes. A song about gun violence that reminds us of Last Stop with the Middle Eastern sound before a nice tense buildup at the beginning. This song chugs along with Dave's struggle singing, which, in the past, that's my best way of describing Dave Matthews' singing style. It's struggle singing. You can hear like the struggle in every note. And in this song, he does that nicely. Powerful sounding chorus. To believe is blind. Don't sacrifice another child. It's not black and white, lest you're looking through a madman's eyes. Another great lyric from Madman's Eyes. Moving on, we go to Looking for a Vein, song 3 on the album. I absolutely love the vibe of this song and the R&B kind of beat to it. I feel like you're swimming underwater listening to this song. Great production too, and it brings me kind of Digging the Ditch feels from I forget what album that it's off of, but yeah, Digging the Ditch is a great song anyway. But Yeah, it definitely gave me those kind of feels. But Looking for a Vein, definitely a different song for them too, in style as well as like sound. So really dig Looking for a Vein, which leads us to The Ocean and the Butterfly, which is one of two songs on this album. We'll speak about the other one later, that have been played before live. And I gotta say, is this song a preview of the band 20 years from now? It has this smoky lounge feel, with Jeff or Rashawn taking lead on this song beautifully with their trumpets. As Rashawn actually co-wrote this one, so I'm going to assume that he played the lead on this. But yeah, it just feels like, the band at like 75 or something, playing in a casino, or I don't know. I liked it, but it just definitely did throw me off for a second. So Dave actually played this acoustic for the first time in Charlottesville at the Jefferson Theater for a live stream benefit on October 18th, 2020. So this song is, over 2 years old. It Could Happen is our next song. And this will be song 5 of the album. I love the emotional dynamics of this song, and a highlight of the band's musicianship for sure. Strong singing song for Dave too, and a cool bridge. And I love the transition to the verse in this song. And this is one of those songs in the album that the more and more I listen to it, the more and more I like it. And I think it's going to sound fantastic live. It could happen, ladies and gentlemen. It could happen. So our last song on side A, Something to Tell My Baby. Appropriately, this ends side A, and I feel like the band definitely, there was some thought in song sequencing in this album. A haunting, slowed down ballad with Dave again struggle singing as he does best, that ends the first side of the album, like I said. I love the orchestral touch toward the end of the song. This is just a beautiful song. Well done, guys. Well done. We move to side B. We flip over the album, and we get After Everything. We get a firestorm of sax, and Tim Reynolds finally makes an appearance in a prominent role in the song, which is kind of crazy that it takes 7 songs to kind of hear Tim Reynolds. This song is weird because it sounds like the Beatles singing Counting Crows Hanging Around. Think about that for a second. Yeah. Dave got inspiration from their songs She Came In Through the Bathroom Window and Happiness Is a Warm Gun. So, we get the Beatles reference there. What a way to open side B. And Dave, I'm sure, is excited to play this one live. And actually, I think he even said it in an interview. After Everything, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, what a way to start, the second track or the second side of the album. We move on to All You Ever Wanted Was Tomorrow, which I think is a great song title. This song sounds familiar and classic Dave. I love Tim's guitar statements after Dave sings, and I like also how the song picks up the pace midway before slowing down again. The horn section is fantastic in this song and finishes in kind of a New Orleans style, which, I love New Orleans. My favorite lyrics in this song: no daily briefs, no consultations, with the ravens picking at your eyes. No time for polite conversations, the front lines waiting for your lives. Some powerful stuff, David. Moving on, the next song, we've got The Only Thing. We finally, in addition to After Everything, we get some Tim Reynolds again with electric guitar in this mid-tempo rocker. This song will definitely cook in their set list live. Great guitar solo with kind of 80s effects, and it sounds like that he's kind of doing interplay with Buddy on the keyboards. If not, and if it's just completely Tim, then that's amazing. But it sounds like there's interplay between him and the keyboards, with effects, of course. And then the trumpets finish the song in a really well done way. The only thing, yeah, I mean, this album from side B is just cooking, from After Everything, All You Ever Wanted Tomorrow, into The Only Thing, which leads us to the second track, which I spoke of before, that was previously played live by the band, and it's called Break Free. And we're going back to 2006 for the first time this was heard, and it's actually on their Live Tracks 6 from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. I actually got to see Pearl Jam at Fenway Park, and I've actually seen a baseball game at Fenway Park. Highly recommended if you've never been there, or for people who have been there, you're like, yeah, duh. This song is a head knocker that is musically awesome with a cool riff, but unfortunately forgettable lyrics. Break Free, good song, forgettable lyrics. Moving on to Monsters. This is track 11, another mid-tempo with atmospherics, but it can't save this song from not standing out on this album. But the chorus is obviously done well, or not obviously, but the chorus is done very well. Just a song that just didn't connect with me for whatever reason. But if that's the only song, or is it? That's pretty good for a 12 song, for a 12 song album. So moving on, our last song, Singing from the Windows. This song, oh my gosh, is a chance really to highlight how great Dave Matthews is as a person and as a songwriter and as a singer. What a song, and what a way to end this album. I'm really hard on songs at the last song ending an album, and in the past with our album reviews, we've had some good ones and we've had more than enough bad ones, and this one is right at the top there with one of the better ones that we've heard, or that I've heard, since we've started doing these album reviews. Singing from the Windows, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a great, great song. And really, it allows us to appreciate what we all love about Dave, kind of bunched up into a song. So my favorite tracks, it's very, very difficult to pick 3 off of this album. I'm going to say Singing from the Windows just because we just talked about it. Looking for a Vein is up there, but I'm gonna probably put that at like 4 or 5. I think The Only Thing, man, that's good. It Could Happen is definitely going to be one of them. And then it would really be between After Everything and All You Ever Wanted Was Tomorrow, which was song 7 and 8. So well done, guys. I kind of listened and kind of watched a little bit on social media to see what like fans' initial reactions of the album are. Sounds like that they like 2 or 3 songs, but overall like weren't really digging it. I'm gonna have to differ. Like, I really, really enjoyed this album for not really digging the last album, which was 5 years ago. And really not being connected as I probably should be with a band that I've seen as many times as I have, just because, I just got other bands to experience and take in, but never lost my appreciation for this band. And like I said, this album kind of reignites that appreciation for the Dave Matthews Band. Well done, fellas. And they're in the midst of a tour right now, of course. I think they went 20 years in a row without tour, without taking a break from touring. Like I said in the intro, this band, no matter if you like the album or you don't like the album, if you're a Dave Matthews fan, it doesn't matter. You're going to go to a show, you're going to see them because you know what it's about. It's about the live experience. It's not about the albums. These albums are just foundations for the live show. These songs individually will sound completely different in a live setting. And that's what makes this band great. And it's what makes them still relevant after 32 years, ladies and gentlemen. So listen to the album, Walk Around the Moon. Give me your take. Let me know what you think. As always, our sponsors, our Raw Outfitters. You can see the shirt behind me. Check them out, www.rawoutfitters.com. Check us out at the Music Lab podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, on all those platforms. Make sure you like and subscribe. That only helps me and the podcast, and it helps out these bands as well, because we're all about music exploration in addition to doing these album reviews and other stuff. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I've been Dogg. You've been wonderful. This is the Music Lab podcast.